Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's just little old me. Today, we're going to talk about some great things, my six favorite apps that I've used to help me continue on my weight loss journey and journey to wellness. So stick around because you're not going to want to miss this. Alrighty. So, welcome, my beautiful people, once again to my channel, Trial to Triumph. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sherilyn, and I am on a journey to health and wellness through a clinical trial. So, with that clinical trial, I've invited you to come along and join me on this journey so that we can journey it together. So, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Today, I'm going to talk about the 6 things that I have used to help me on this journey. So I am only a little over 3 months, going into 4 months into my journey, with a little bit of a hiccup here and there. If you've watched my last video on my 2-month journey, you can see the issues that I've had. So I've really been digging deep into what will help me be successful on this journey, and I hope that it can help you. I am in no way a physician, so I'm not giving you any orders or directives. Always consult your provider before you do anything regarding health or wellness. They can best direct you. I am just giving you my experiences on this journey. And I'm not sponsored by any of these apps that I'm going to show you that have worked good for me. So, happy 4th of July. Holidays are always kind of hard for us. Well, they have been for me in the past. It's been an excuse to cheat, if you will, for all the good stuff. And so it's my hope that on this day, that while you're celebrating it, hopefully with friends and family, some of us are at work. I've been there many a times, that I can just give you a few pointers on something that will help you to maintain your journey to wellness and be successful when we're faced with these difficult times. So first and foremost, a couple of things with it being the 4th of July. In most places, it is very, very warm right now. So making sure you're staying hydrated, that you're getting those fluids in, that you're keeping yourself cool, and making sure that you're eating those protein-rich foods to keep you satiated and maintaining your health through this time. So barbecues are always great. Avoid the processed food like hot dogs and things like that. Trying to eat healthy, good, protein-rich foods and staying hydrated. So that's just a little pointer. That actually is a bonus. So a couple of things that have helped me, and I will show you the clips in the video as well so that you can kind of see what apps I'm using. So the first app I want to tell you that is very vital to my success, and I count on it, and I open this app every day, sometimes several times a day. That is the Bible app. And my faith is very important to me. I have lived a life without my faith, and I can't imagine life without it. It has saved me in so many ways. So the Bible app is nice because it has all different versions of the Bible. It's right with you wherever you go. And it's important to my health. In fact, on my phone, I have all of my apps grouped together for my health, and my Bible app is in that health category because I really, really want to keep that at the forefront to maintain everything. It keeps me grounded. It reminds me of my purpose. It reminds me that I am worth so much so that somebody thought of me and died for me. So it gives me time for prayer. It gives me time for meditation in the Word. It is just a quiet time with the Lord, and I need that, especially on my journey. I've also done some studying and looked into some things. So there is a peer-reviewed article, and I'll show that here as well. It shows that there's recent evidence that shows that spirituality or religion has been associated with both physical and emotional health outcomes. It says that the majority of the studies have found that spiritual health or religion is related to lower levels of hospitalization, pain, greater survival, better functional status, and cardiovascular outcomes. The study also goes on to say that it decreases depression, anxiety, suicide, substance abuse, OCD, PTSD, and eating disorders, which is the reason I'm here on this journey right now. I have several of those. I've experienced depression. I've experienced anxiety, panic attacks, all of those things, OCD, PTSD, obviously an eating disorder. So there's a whole lot in there that the Bible or religion or spirituality is good for. And so I can't express enough how important that is in my journey. And if you are feeling any of those symptoms, I encourage you to look into this as well. If you're not a spiritual person, it's definitely something I would encourage you to look into. And so with that, I'll leave that there. My next app that I go to is Berrytastic. So I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but Berrytastic is a free app, and it helps to track your food, how much you drink, your water intake. It also breaks everything down into further categories. It's kind of like some other tracking apps, MyFitnessPal, some other ones, but it's free. And I actually like it better than those other apps. It's easy to use. It shows you, like with the swipe of your finger, what percentage of fat, what percentage of protein, what percentage of carbohydrates. You don't have to pay extra for all of those things. You can scan the label, the code on the back. You can scan that and it'll pop right in. And if it's not in there, you can add it in there. Has your quick add foods, all of those types of things. So it makes it very easy to track what you're eating and to know what you're getting every day. This helps me to make sure I get a minimum of 80 ounces of water. It also helps me to make sure I get a minimum of 80 grams of protein. These were all things suggested by my nutritionist while I signed up for the clinical trial through the Bariatric Institute of the Cleveland Clinic. So I encourage you, look into Berrytastic. It's amazing. It's Berrytastic. And it's free. So that's one of them, or that's two of them. I also use the app Shotzi. So Shotzi is another app that helps me track my injection. So every time I take an injection, it logs it, and I can track how much weight I've lost. I can track the injection site I use. So if next week I'm like, oh, where did I do that? I can always look back and remember. It shows me that I can log my signs and symptoms that I'm experiencing. It also will show you your progress. It'll give you a place for your BMI and your goal weight tracking. It'll show you the percentage of weight you've lost already, which I believe when I looked today at it, I was like at 11 or 12%. So that's pretty amazing that I've lost that much thus far. It'll also tell you how many more pounds you have to get to your goal weight. You can also pay for a premium version. I don't pay for the premium version. I use the free version and it works great. So Shotzi is wonderful for tracking your injections and all that pertains to any GLP-1s. Another app I use is Map My Walk. So I use this. There's also a Map My Run. I'm not there yet. One day I will be, but I'm not yet. So Map My Walk is nice because not only does it map your walk, it shows you where you went, but it can tell you how long you were walking, how far the distance was. It records calories burned. It tells you your pace. That's one thing I like because part of my journey is setting small, obtainable goals. And in doing that, if you're mapping your walk and you set a pace, you can say, next time I just want to beat that pace. Next time I just want to beat that pace. And then you can even set it by a time frame. So giving you that pace, it helps you to set those goals so you can improve your distance and your pace. And I just really like to know. Sometimes I go for a walk and I think, well, how far did I walk? I see I got steps in or whatever, but how far did I walk? And Map My Walk gives that to you. The other thing is my Apple Watch, or any smartwatch for that matter. That helps me to stay accountable. It reminds me that I have to get up and move when I'm sitting through the day. So it gives me that little reminder that I need. It counts my steps. It helps me to set goals. I can compete against other people. So they have that with like Fitbit and I think the Samsung Watch and the Apple Watch. You can do that on all of them where you can compete against others in the same group. So you can do that. You can have little competitions. It also tracks my heart rate. So part of having anxiety, I also have a heart condition, supraventricular tachycardia. I'm not sure if you've heard of that before, but it is a very fast heart rate and it is very, very scary when it happens. And so that is in part what led to having anxiety. But with that watch, it really helps me to keep track of my heart rate, which is really nice. Also, if you're dehydrated or those types of things, your heart rate can be elevated. It can be a little reminder like, hey, why is my heart rate up a little bit? Maybe I need to drink something I haven't drank for a little while. So the Apple Watch is really nice for that. And then the last one I have is called Fit Days. So Fit Days is an app that's linked to my scale. And with that app, it tracks my BMI, my body fat, my body water, my skeletal muscle, my BMR, which is your basal metabolic rate, my fat-free body weight, my subcutaneous fat, my visceral fat, which is the crucial one because that's all the fat around your organs, my muscle mass, bone mass, and my body age. So it's kind of cool to have that because it's a reminder to me of what am I doing? Like, you know, part of the shot and part of the concern is that you lose muscle mass with these shots. But I think we lose muscle mass with decreased caloric intake and not enough protein, and also without using our muscles. So this helps me to maintain that level, like keeping track. Am I building muscle? Am I losing muscle? All of those types of things. So I encourage you to get something like that. It really kind of breaks down those things for you so you have a better insight as to, did I lose body fat? Did I lose body water? Or am I losing muscle mass? Don't want to lose muscle mass. So those are the 6 apps that I use that help me to maintain my success on this weight loss journey thus far. They're the easiest, most user-friendly that I have used, and they're all free. So you really can't beat it. And I just wanted to give that to you guys, especially as we come into the holiday and we want to have fun and we want to do things. And these are just little things that help me to stay accountable. Also, I don't know if you're anything like me, but when I start a journey, sometimes I'll start off great, but then I kind of die off and I stop and I get lax. These are really easy, simplistic apps that I'm able to maintain, and they aren't too tricky. It's not too much work, and it helps me to stay accountable and do the things I need to do to continue this weight loss journey. So with that, I won't keep you any longer. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to talk with you further. And thanks for joining me again on this journey. I have a few more things coming up that I'd love to chat with you about. So stay tuned because you're not going to want to miss them. And I will keep you up to date and in the know on my journey. I only have a few more days left, and I'll be able to give you that exact 3-month update and weight loss information. So stay tuned. I'll see you soon.